Thanks for watching this video. I did it. Finally, I got my vertical sleeve gastrectomy, had weight loss surgery 15 days ago on December 1st, and I am finally on the other end of this. It was a long 15-day process to not feel pain as much or to get kind of used to the way that you're eating. But let's go to the beginning. So on December 1st, I went to Kaiser Permanente to have gastric sleeve surgery. When I got there in the morning, I was checked in very quickly, and then I sobbed and cried to my husband and said goodbye. It was so scary at the beginning because I was, as many people do, think back and forth, what am I doing? What am I doing? And that's all I could think at the time. But I was there and it was going to happen, and I let them take me to the surgery area. That's my dog barking, sorry, because there's a no stop on this video. So after I went in, they had me sit down and wait for a bit because they were just checking a lot of people in at that time, and they weighed me. So my starting weight was 260.2, and I was a little bit disappointed in myself because when I had my 2-week appointment prior with the surgeon, I was about 278. Oh, 278. I mean 268. Not even that. Oh my gosh. I was like 258 or 257, but I was down below the starting weight that they wanted me to be at. The surgeon did say, don't worry about it if you go over 260 just a little bit, but I was exactly 260 and ready to go. Then they told me to go to the bathroom, get that out of the way, and I went to my bed. They put this silver blanket over me and hooked it to a tube that had hot air. It was so comfortable, and I felt comfortable until I met the first nurse. She looked about 15 years old and was not polite at all. So those are one of the things that you really need when you go into a surgery that is so important to you, is happiness and smiles and hellos and affirmations that it's all going to be okay. And this lady was just like not even awake yet. She had no niceness to her. It was just a bummer to me, and it kind of made me feel down. So the second nurse came, and she was the sweetest thing, and I asked her, could you help me the most? I would really appreciate it. And she says, oh, we're working together. I said, well, she's not very nice. She's kind of grumpy, and it's just making me feel bad, And I don't know if they told her something, but then she kind of, changed it around a bit. Anyways, as I laid there, I started getting set up with an IV, and the nurse who was going to be in the operating room came and said hello to me. She says, you're going to do great, and it's going to be fast, and this is your party, and things like that. Then after that, the anesthesiologist came to see me, and they just let me know what they were going to do, how it was going to be, that I was going to be completely out, and the next time I woke up would be in the recovery room. After that, the surgeon came to see me, and he said, are you ready to go? Good to see you again. Let's get this done. And he went over the procedure a little bit and also had a liver biopsy. So he told me a little bit about what was going to happen with that. And he said, see you in the surgery room. So by that time, it was about 9:30. I did not get brought into the surgery room until 11:20-ish, but it was a fast morning. And all I remember after going into the surgery room and being moved onto the surgery bed and being talked about to everybody in the room, I was gone. And I woke up in pain. It was so painful. I'm not even going to lie. And I do not have a very high tolerance for pain. I do have a tolerance for pain, but it's not very high. Obviously, they just worked on you and you wake up groggy. I could not even open my eyes all the way. People were talking to me and I was answering a little bit, but I was still really gone. Until I started hearing them say her blood pressure is too high. We can't get it all the way down. Somebody said, go ahead and move her to the discharge area. And as I was in the discharge area, they kept checking my blood pressure and it would not go down. So they moved me back to recovery. I started getting nervous as I was in and out because I wasn't sure if that meant they were going to keep me overnight, because this was a in and out surgery. So once I was in recovery again, they just kept talking to doctors and they just kept saying that, she is overweight. She may have high blood pressure as it is, but everything's going to start reversing itself. So let's just go ahead and discharge her. So I was allowed to be discharged by a doctor, and I was literally still out of it. And they were like, okay, it's time to get up and walk. And I was not having it. I could barely stand up. I was holding on to a walker, and the walker was a little wobbly, but maybe that was me. I don't know, but that's just what I remember. And then the doctor's like, hey, if you have to pass gas, if you have to belch really loud, just do it. I don't care. And he was walking right behind me, and I'm like thinking to myself, I am not gonna fart on you. That is insane to even think about. So I walked up once and down once, a little tiny hallway, and I went back to sit, and then they had me do it again. And then they said, okay, get dressed. And then I heard them calling my husband. I mean, they really just kick you out of there. I don't know how it is at other places. I know that when you pay for those surgeries, they want to keep you overnight, but not at Kaiser. It's just in and out, in and out. So I felt that they had given me another shot on my arm. I wasn't too sure of what it was, but I know that it was necessary, so I wasn't worried about it. But yeah, I got home about, I got home about 4 or 5 p.m. In the afternoon. So it was a full day, but the day was smooth otherwise. It was an experience. But all that first day, December 1st, I was out of it. I would not wake up. My husband said I just was responding was like, yes. And other than that, I wasn't really responding as much. I was just in and out. The next day I woke up finally, and I was just in a lot of pain. Where they take out the actual stomach, there is now an indentation in my tummy, but I'm assuming it's because they moved the muscles out of the way, so hopefully that will come back to a rounder bit. But I did get 5 incisions in my belly. They're not too bad, but painful the first few days, and I really couldn't walk for about a week. It got easier though. Once my husband went back to work a week later, and then I could start getting up a little bit more on my own. Now that I'm at past 2 weeks, I can get up on my own. I don't have the pain anymore where the incision is, where they took out the stomach. One of my incisions looks to be a little inflamed. I'm a little bit worried about that, but not horribly worried. Yes, sir. Okay, going outside. But other than that, the first 2 weeks was not as horrible as I thought they would be. They were actually pretty okay. You just have to remember that you can only drink this, you can only drink that. My husband, whoever takes care of you, they follow the plan to a T, and they will help you get through it. It is very important that you have somebody with you. So the first liquid diet, I only did it for about 4 days, and then my surgeon had emailed me, and he said you can move to the stage 2. So I was on stage 2 for about a good week, a week and a half maybe. And then after that, I'm on the 12th, when I had my check-in, I was allowed to go to stage 3, which is soft foods and purees. So my stomach has been handling everything well. I'm like eating till it's like right at the tip top, but when I know that I have to stop eating, I literally get a belch, a huge burp that comes up, and I can feel it coming. And I can feel if I get a little bit of heartburny pain right here in the middle of my chest, and I know I have to stop eating. And that's about, let's say, now what I'm eating, something like a half a cup of cottage cheese and 2 peach slices, very small peach slice like this, and 2 of those with cottage cheese. Now, I put half a cup on my plate, and this is what I have left. I could not eat all of it, so I know I'm using a big plate, and I shouldn't be, but that's all I have right now. But yeah, half a cup or less of cottage cheese and the 2 pear slices, or it could be pear, it could be peaches, but that's my breakfast. And I am struggling to get the whole intake of water in, and I finally, for the first time yesterday, had a full protein shake, and it was a sipper. I was sipping for about 2-3 hours, but I got it all down. So I did it before I ate, then I waited a half an hour, and then I could eat something. So getting the protein in is very difficult. Getting the water in is very difficult, but I just keep trying. I did start walking around more, probably the end of last week. Actually, last Thursday is when I started to drive. I had to pick up my kids from school. I am taking them and picking them up from school, so I am back at regular activities. And that's basically where I am right now. I have lost a total of about 19, almost 20 pounds since the 1st of December. We're halfway through the month, and that's where I'm at. And I'm really happy and very grateful that I had this surgery to help me, and I'm glad that I finally made the decision, even though it took me 10 years, and I'm not even kidding, 10 years to really make up my mind, and I shouldn't have waited so long. It's still going to be a challenge. It's going to be something that I have to work through. I'm on stage 3 diet for the next 2 weeks, and yeah, it's going to be a journey, but I'm here for it. So this channel is just getting started. I know that there's not a lot of you here yet, but I'm going to keep just posting this, even just for myself, so that if I ever forget what I went through for myself, I have this to look back on. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, click that you liked it and hit subscribe for more videos regarding my journey with the VGS surgery. Thanks. Have a good one. Bye.